Welcome to the MoneyWise Channel. On this channel, we're going to talk about inspirational events and a lot of great money things. Just understanding in the mind, success goes to the person that holds on after everybody lets go. So it's important that we always stay focused on what's great to us and what we're after. I'm going to just be giving my reaction to some of these videos as they come out. People send them to me and I just give you my opinion. Hopefully you can catch some wisdom from it or catch some energy from it and get out there and do something. Get yourself up and go win. Today on this video, we're going to be talking about Ricky Ross, the boss. I seen this video and it said Rick Ross interview on writing songs for a decade and never earning a penny. I'm like, what? Rick Ross interview on writing songs for a decade and never earning a penny. That's way too long. I couldn't see most people doing it. But the people that's usually great, they'll do it. They'll last. They'll put that work in. But 10 years sounds like a long time. But before we go any deeper into what he actually said, let's start off with basics so you know who he is if you don't know who Rick Ross is. His real name is William Leonard Roberts. He's from Carroll City, Florida. He was born in Clarksdale, Mississippi. He went to Albany State University. I'm going off of memory here. He went to Albany State University for a football scholarship, and he works a lot of different jobs. There's a lot of controversy about what type of jobs he had, so I don't want to just say that because I never witnessed him at a job, but he had different jobs, and he was signed to Suave House Records, and when he was signed to them, he was known as Teflon Don, and he recorded a song with Eric Sherman. And for those that don't know who Eric Sherman is, he was in a legendary rap group called EPMD. And they had a lot of hits back in the day. Let's say about the mid 2000s, that's when he changed his name to Rick Ross. And that name came off of a well-known drug dealer, for those that know street culture, by the name of Freeway Rick Ross. He was from California. He was a big guy, and there's like different shows and movies. They did the show Snowfall, has to do with his life a little bit. It's just different things people take from his life, because he was a big guy. As far as the business, not far as stature, but far as the business, made millions of dollars. I think he was making over $1 million a week when he was doing what he was doing. So a lot of people know who he is. But he took that name, Rick Ross, from Freeway Rick Ross, and he dropped an album called Port of Miami, and that was about 2006, and he had a song on there called Push It, and it had the Scarface from the Scarface movie. It had that music as a sample in it, so he had that in Port of Miami. That was 2006. About 2008, he dropped a second album called Triller, and that debuted at the top of the charts too, just like Port of Miami. They both debuted at the top of the charts. He worked with Jay-Z, so Jay-Z was helping him out with both those albums. They were clicked up, so they kind of knew each other in a little street culture type of relationship. And Jay-Z even said in one song, "To my people, my connect in Miami." So this was already said on both sides, not just on Rick Ross's side. Jay-Z had said that he had a connect in Miami. So he said 2006, Port in Miami. 2008, his second album, Triller. 2009, around that time, he dropped his third album, Deeper Than Rap. 2010, the Teflon Don, which goes back to his name, being the Teflon Don when he first signed the Suave House a while ago. And so he had Teflon Don, and then 2012, God Forgives I Don't. 2014, Mastermind. 2014 dropped Hood Billionaire 2. 2015, Black Market. 2017, Rather You Than Me. He has some funny titles. In 2019, Port of Miami 2 was showing back to his original album that came out in 2006, Port of Miami. So he dropped that out. So altogether, that's about 10 plus albums. These are studio albums. You're not counting what he dropped, mixtapes or something like that, but just studio albums for market value. He dropped 10 albums. And that took a lot of years of his life to do that. And that's basically what he was talking about. Because when you see all this work, the first thing you think is you did all this work and you never got a penny. Because remember, it was the video was called Rick Ross Interview on Writing Songs for a Decade and Never Earning a Penny. So you see all these albums he's dropping, all these big records, debuting at the top of the charts. No money. You know, you got to think about when he was signed to Slip Inside, like 2006, he went on tour with Trick Daddy, which was big at that time, and Trina. He wrote with and for Trina. She had big songs. Rick Ross was writing them songs. So we have to really look at, so he's writing, his money's not coming from publishing, it's not coming from the other side. Just 10 years of staying focused. So in the interview, he was asked about it, and he spoke, and he said, for 10 years, it was 10 years before I touched any real paper. I was just writing, doing shows, and working with the team, basically, just doing whatever he could do. But everything he did, he put his heart into it. Everything he did, he was pushing himself. You know, he never made a penny, but he focused on, if you notice all his albums, they all have these big names: Teflon Don, Deeper Than Rap, Hood Billionaire, Mastermind, Black Market, Rather You Than Me, Portermont. He always talked that talk. You know, he always pushed himself. He always took big names, Teflon Don, you know, Rick Ross. All these were big money names. His brain is always working on. He was always pushing himself. When he started his label, he called it Maybach Music. Maybach is a high level luxury car. He always pushed forward. He always stuck with the great brands. When you see him, he's always well dressed. He always kept his mind about money, and greatness. He always speaks that. He calls himself a boss before he probably had employees. And listen to this. Even the house he got one of the biggest houses in the South, which used to be Evander Holyfield, the champion boxer's house. He bought that house. He lives in that house. They just shot Coming to America in that house. Number 2, Coming to America 2. And I guess there's other people trying to use the house to shoot movies. My point is, this guy, he kept his mind going for 10 years, kept pushing, never made a penny, but he gave it all he had. Now, he might have got money here and there, but clearly it wasn't a lot. It was just enough to keep pushing. And see, that gets into that 10,000 hours situation, that tipping point. It's that thought process. Just fall in love with the process. Just fall in love with the process. Success goes to the person that holds on after everybody else has let go. To stay, to really win, you got to keep going. You know, what you focus on will expand. What you focus on will expand. What you focus on will expand. What are you focused on? What are you trying to do? Keep working on it. Write it down. Make it plain so everybody around you know what you're after. Talk about it. Push it. Some stuff you keep to yourself, but if you need help, you got to speak on it so people know you need help, so they can get you to it. You know, most people are only 2-3 people away from whoever they need to work with to get what they need done. You have to always remember that, you know, and know this: your imagination is one of your best tools. Sometimes you just got to imagine it in your mind, and once you imagine it in your mind, you can move forward. Just know he made a lot of money with those records, because he got Drake and so many people on them songs, and he just now touching paper. 10 years of yelling he was the boss before he touched some paper. You know, you got to see it and believe it. So y'all stay excited about life. I will be dropping more videos to try to inspire you. You know, faith without works is dead. Remember, keep your eyes out for the small things as you are doing the big things. Like and subscribe to this MoneyWise channel for more wisdom in the future. And remember, the plans may change, but the goals stay the same. Like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. You know? Yep.